I'm a 9,
You're a 9,
or
which
the,
is
the mediator.
the mediator.
And the way I know the 9 is because some of it is both the strengths and the weaknesses of the style. So big one for me is about working with people and having a strong feel of getting everybody on board and this harmony. Everybody's got to be on the same page. That's very important for my style. And so this consensus building kind of thing, to gather all these opinions and see things from many points of view and put themselves in other people's shoes as well. And you know, cumulatively gather all that information and then make the best decision going forward by being able to process all those different points of view. Some of the blind spots for a 9, based on you can see so many points of view, sometimes it's hard to get to the decision point because you want to make sure that you're taking in other people's perspectives and that you're making the right decision, the best decision, and that can be a challenge for a 9 sometimes because you can see it from so many different sides. It makes the final choice a bit more difficult. So getting to action for a 9 is one of the things that I've worked on where I know it's really important for me because I can see so many different perspectives and that can slow down my process time or my decision-making time.
Where is your point of view in that equation?
Well, my point of view is in there, but it just doesn't come out. It's I don't know if buried's the right word, but it's just something that, again, with wanting to keep everybody on the same page and make the best decision to keep everybody together, it can become cloudy from my point of view, if you would, for a 9. A 9 doesn't like conflict. It likes things to flow and people to feel good about where they are. And so a lot of that is due to not wanting to get people you know, agitated or start any kind of a conflict issue.
And people must like that.
Some people do. Most people collectively like that approach, if you would. But then sometimes you've got to look at it from the other perspective that some people want to get on and want to make a quick decision and you know, have different things that they want to work on. So agendas for 9s are important to stick with, you know, what's important, and then also to have timelines and time frames so that we can continue to move through our agenda, so to speak, because that can become, we can be taken off agenda and sort of run here, run there.
So has time management been something that's been an issue for you?
Time management's been something I've had to work on. In the beginning, it was, you know, a 9 likes to be free-wielding and not be held to an agenda. A 9 doesn't feel like they need to have an agenda to be productive. They feel like they can do a good job if they wing it, so to speak. And that's where I started with the Enneagram. That was one of my first realizations, and it became very clear that once I mapped out an agenda and stuck with it, that I was much more effective and efficient and can get more things done and also create less stress for myself.
Because the stress would come because?
The stress comes from the perspective that you touch so many things and perhaps you don't finish them, you don't bring them to completion, so that you have a number of open-ended issues, and after a while it can become circular for a 9 because there's so many things that are going on that you haven't run through. If you're not careful, it can sort of be consuming for the fact that you're just not following anything to completion, and it starts to build up, and then when that happens, you become very counterproductive. And
in what way?
The pressure that puts on you doesn't make you feel like you're getting anything done, and then that increases, and it becomes more circular, so then your priorities get diluted even further, and then you're working on a lot of smaller tasks just to stay busy and get things done.
Because you are busy.
Because you are busy, but you're not working on the priority, you're not working on the real work or the important things. And so as a leader, you're not getting the things done. You're not leading your team. You're not getting the things done that are going to really make a difference, but you are staying busy.
And how have you shifted that?
Really, at first, it starts with a self-awareness. It's just recognizing, you know, what your strengths are and continue to leverage them. But more importantly, you know, where are your blind spots, and really holding up the mirror and saying, hey, you know, I need to have an agenda to really be effective in my role and to lead my team. So critically identifying those things and then building simple components to make them effective and make them work for you.
I just want to ask you, though, what happens when there is a lot of conflict around you?
When that happens, I need to gather the information. It really depends on if I do have enough of the information and my comfort level is such I can deal with it head on. Either it can be addressed right away, or I've got to take time to digest it, think through it, process it, and then go back. So typically, if I'm in one of those situations with an employee, with a group of people, I need to communicate along those lines and just let people know that, hey, I realize we have the situation. This is where we're at. We're going to need to review this and set some time frames for myself that come back to this, tomorrow or later on today, and allow me a little bit of process time.